Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Iowa State Cyclones Live here on the Voice of College Football Network. I'm your host, Levi Stevenson. We have a big episode this week, not just me rambling for an hour by myself, which I'm sure everybody else is here tired of. So we're doing something a little bit different. This week, I have an esteemed panel of ball knowers here that I'm going to be bringing in that we're going to draft a Big 12 offense starting at 2010 to now. And each person is going to take players to fill out their offense based on a particular season in their career. And they're going to choose one season, and then they're going to get all the total offensive yards from that player. And then we'll figure out who can draft the best one at the end. So up first on the esteemed panel of ball knowers is my good friend. You just saw her last week, Melissa Treibwasser.
I don't know about ball knower. That's got some connotations I don't necessarily know that are appropriate for a family show. But yeah, excited to be back, Levi. I'm not going to have a bunch of tabs open in my browser as far as you know.
Speaking of another tabs open, actually, beer drinker and fellow ball knower, Derek Duke. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, guys? Appreciate you having me on, Levi.
Absolutely. And our final ball knower here is my good buddy, Phillip Slavin from the Ten12 Network.
Also, apparently from his daughter's playroom.
Also from his daughter's playroom.
This is the home recording studio, is the playroom. If I could turn it around, I record on some cozy cushions. This is also one of the best rooms as far as like
I'd say you got lots of stuff. Yeah, so you've got stuff in there, so that's good acoustics.
Everywhere.
Yeah,
that's perfect. Rug, I'm sitting on couch. I'm recording on couch because
everyone knows the key to good acoustics is stuff.
And none of you have a Sesame Street or Winnie the Pooh or
Rapunzel. Is that Rapunzel's
Tower?
Yeah.
Lego set in your backdrop. So
that's true. That's true. Okay, right. So as I mentioned before, the format, we are going to be drafting a Big 12 offense. It's going to be one quarterback, one receiver, two wide receivers, one quarterback, one running back, two wide receivers, a tight end, and then a flex of anything. The important thing here, I guess, is that many important things, I suppose, but if a player played multiple positions, you get the position that they played the most snaps at. So like a big one, like obviously would be like a Tavon Austin back when he was at West Virginia, that 2012 season where he went off, which I'm sure he will be one of the first ones off the board. He got a lot of snaps at running back. He's a receiver. You are drafting Tavon Austin as a receiver or a flex if you want. So otherwise you are picking one season of that player's career. If the season you pick, the player was not in the Big 12 for whatever reason, that player is completely taken off the board forever. And your pick goes to the end of the round where you'll just pick a different player. Each player can only be chosen once. And I think that's it. Is it any other questions on the format? Good to go. All right. So we will pick a number. I'm gonna roll a random number here, 1 to 20. Everyone give me a number 1 to 20.
11.
17.
2.
All right. Oh my God, I messed up. All right. For the D20 shows. Oh my God, bravo. Okay, it was a 9. So we will let's see, who would that be? Derek, you had 11, right?
No,
I had 11.
You had 11. Okay, Melissa. So
but he had 7. So
dang it. Okay, we're gonna do it. We're gonna roll another one. All right. So you two pick another number. 1 to 20.
20.
Oh, 5.
It was 6. So Derek, you'll go first, and then so we'll go clockwise. So it'll go Derek, Phillip, Levi, Melissa, and then we'll go back around snake draft. All right. First pick. Let me get my esteemed draft board up on the screen here. Only the highest tech of graphics here at the Voice College Football Network. Derek, who is your first pick?
I'm going to go Kyler Murray from Oklahoma.
Kyler Murray. They're off the board.
2018
Kyler Murray. I would venture a guess he is probably one of the single best answers you can take in the game. Kyler Murray. Let's see here. Kyler Murray in 2018 had 5,000. Wait, no, here we go. Okay, so 2018, he had 1,001 rushing yards and 4,361 passing yards, which is a very, very high number. that I don't feel like adding up in my head at the moment. Shout out equations. All right, there you go. 5,362 yards for Kyler Murray in 2018. Big pick. Phillip.
Oh, okay. So I do this the same way that I like draft for like dynasty and fantasy.
Let's
football.
do this
And
one.
I always want to go for if I can get a position of value early.
Yep.
I want to take it. Okay. So give me 2010 Crabtree.
Michael Crabtree, 2010. All right.
I assume this is PPR, right? So we're including
yeah.
point per reception.
All right. Michael Crabtree in 2010. Uh-oh. Michael Crabtree did not play in the Big 12 in 2010. He graduated in 2008.
Wow.
Man, I am.
Phillip.
I have 3 small kids, so there you go.
So fortunately, so we have our first flush of the draft on the second pick.
Yeah, good job. Good job. Hey, look.
So fortunately, Michael Crabtree coming off the board isn't a big deal. But Phillip, your pick will now move to the end of the round after Melissa's first pick. Okay, my first pick. I think you're on the right track with position of value. But I think there's a couple options here. I think I'm gonna go with 2021 Chuba Hubbard. Yeah, I'll take 2021 Chuba Hubbard. I believe that is his 2,000 yard season, if I remember correctly. Let's see here. Chuba Hubbard. Whoop. All right. Chuba Hubbard in 20. Shit! I just flushed my pick too.
Wow.
Yep. I was like, nope.
Last season was the COVID season. Damn it. All right. Chuba Hubbard's gone.
You were looking for 2019.
Chuba
I was looking for 2019. All right. So Chuba Hubbard is now off the board. And son of a bitch.
At least
Melissa,
I picked a guy who
classic.
wasn't even around. You just picked.
I only missed by 1 year at least. You didn't even get it in the decade.
Hey,
all right,
you know
Melissa.
What? You know what?
You will pick, and then Phillip will pick, and then I will pick, and then you'll pick again.
This is what you guys get for trying to be cute and clever and do anything but just pick a quarterback with ridiculously gaudy picks. There's a reason that Derek and I both are going to save our first round pick here. I had a tough choice. I'm still going to leave a really good player on the board, but I'm going 2016 Pat Mahomes.
2016 Mahomes is a good note. Yeah, that's
insane yardage numbers. No one else. I don't know anyone else is touching 5,000 plus.
Yeah, I don't think there's not very many. I want to see
Kyler Murray. Yeah.
I think he's in the top 5 in Big 12 history in single season total yardage. Let's see here. You said 2016. So 2016, Pat Mahomes had 5,052 passing yards. Oops, keep clicking on the wrong screen. 5,052 passing yards and 260 rushing yards for a total of 53-12. Not far behind Kyler Murray. That's a pretty good pick. Phillip, let's try not to flush another one.
All right. I'm sorry. With 2 quarterbacks off the board, I'm still going to go back to not taking quarterback yet.
Yeah.
Because honestly, the 2 best ones are gone. I'm going to take 2010. I know he played in 2010. I'll take 2010 Justin Blackmon.
2010 Justin Blackmon's a good one. I kind of wonder if 2011 was the better pick because that was the big run year.
I think he had more catches in 2011. I think he had more yards in 2010 because he had come out of nowhere. And so 2011, everyone tried to key in on him. So he still got all the catches. He just didn't have as many yards.
So 2010, you're correct. He had 1,782 receiving yards, and he had he had 4 carries for 77 yards. So he actually put in a little bit of work on the rushing end too. So 1,782 there.
tried to have him return that year, and then the next 2011, they're like, we're not doing all that. We're just throwing the ball.
Yeah. So actually,
Not getting cute.
I should clarify here. We're gonna do total offensive yards, so I'm not gonna include return yards in this.
Okay.
Since we are building an offense and not a team.
Sure.
Okay. So good pick there. Okay. Wide receiver there was a good pick. I think. I think I would be now I'm scared of flushing another one. I think I just have to do it. I think I have to pull the Tavon Austin trigger here and go 2012 Tavon Austin. I think I got it right. Yeah, I'm gonna. That's just that feels like a good safe pick at this point.
Yeah.
Tavon Austin 2012. He's gonna be my running back, or he's gonna be my receiver. Obviously, I just talked about that. Tavon Austin in 2012 had 1,289 receiving yards. Let's see, here we go. He had 1,289 receiving yards and had 643 rushing yards for a total of 1,932. All right, Melissa, now your first pick of the second round.
Just to clarify and be sure, this is up to today, and Big 12 is currently
This is
constructed.
up to today.
All right, then I'm just going sheer volume here. And this, I think you guys are scholars of the classics, so I might come out of left field with this one. I'm going 2024 Camp Scatterbo.
Yeah, he was going to be my next pick, you son of a bitch. That was going to be my next pick.
Listen, the kid's from my area back home. He's a Sacramento kid. I followed his career at Sac State. Big Camp Scatterbo fan now. And just racked up insane yardage.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure he actually went past either of the two Bills Oklahoma State rushers.
Yes, I believe so.
In total yards, because he actually caught the ball. Let's see here. In 2024, Cam Scatterbo had 1,711 rushing yards and another 605 through the air.
Yeah, pretty good.
Woof.
Pretty good.
Okay.
You gonna include his passing stats?
He should get you. You got to include his passing
You
stats.
said offensive, so you got to include the passing stats.
I did. I'm gonna throw his passing stats in, which he did complete.
Thanks, Phillip.
You're welcome.
He's throwing that in there because he knows he did it against Iowa State. Little son of a bitch. 42 yards. Me. All right. Well,
don't leave any points on the board. Trying to,
Okay. Now, a two-bill rusher I do feel fairly confident in is 2023 Ollie Gordon.
Good call. Pulling that right out from underneath Phillip too. He's rocking in depression.
Well, he burned Chuba, and then he takes Ollie.
Yeah, I'm here. To be fair, you had to throw in the passing yards, the Camp Scatterbo passing yards, Barb, so I had to take both of your running backs. All right, 2023, Ollie Gordon went for 1,732 on the ground and 330 in the air. I guess he didn't have 2,000, just shy. All right, actually just over 2,000. Sweet. All right, Phillip, you're up.
I'm going to go with who I think is one of the best options at the position, so I can get him at a good value here. Because again, there's only two quarterback spots left, and I think I know who I want. I think he'll be there. There's
plenty of QBs left now that Melissa and Derek got the big two.
I want 2020. Was it last year? I think it was 2021. Charlie Kolar.
That's not a bad pick. I was kind of wondering if someone was going to grab him.
I'm like, if I think of tight ends in the Big 12 that have like actually been utilized as consistent weapons at a position where it's hard to get in the Big 12, you just don't get a lot of guys that get a lot of passing yards, especially since 2010. Like you go back before 2021, tight ends being used. But
so 2021, Charlie Kolar is his best season at 756 yards. That's a pretty good number. I think that's a real good number at the tight end spot.
Value.
That's a good spot. Derek,
I love me a good tight end.
You've got two picks in a row because we went through a whole round without flushing a pick.
Well, I'm kind of on the agreement here with Phillip. I am going to go tight end, but I'm going to go 2013 Jason Amaro. That was
Ooh.
an unbelievable
Good
season.
one.
Yeah, that was like one of the best seasons ever for a tight end in the conference.
Yeah, Jason Morrow. Gosh, I forgot about Jason Morrow entirely. All right,
Good
Jason
pick.
Morrow,
Good pick.
2013 had 1,352 yards
Yeah,
receiving.
we're not
Damn,
touching that.
that's a
There
good
we go.
number.
There we go.
1,352 yards receiving and no yards rushing. All right, that's a pretty good number for that tight end spot.
I don't think there's another tight end anywhere in that.
No,
neighborhood.
in the Big 12 since
I've got
2010?
one.
Can't
I've got
imagine.
one in my head, but I don't know. I'm not super confident about it. I'm not 100% on the year. I've got one guy that might be in the neighborhood, but I don't know. Derek, you've got another pick.
So I'm gonna go. Oh man, I think I might go running back here. Oh, I need a receiver though too. I'll probably go with. I'll go Terrence Williams, 2012.
Terrence Williams. Yeah, that's a good pick. Yeah, that's
go
a
Right out from under me.
yeah. I'm pretty sure that's a good pick. All right, 2012 Terrence Williams. All right, here we go. Yeah, this was the Art Briles Baylor Bears are probably going to have a few guys on these. All right, so 2012 Terrence Williams had 1,832 through the air and another 14 on the ground. 1,846. That's a big number.
Yeah.
All right, Phillip, you're up.
Oh man. Yeah, again, I can wait on quarterback. I'm gonna go back to my OSU well. I'm gonna go, I think it was should be 2017 James Washington.
Are you sure it's not 19? Nope, it is 2017. There you go.
I'm gonna go 2017. There we go.
2017 James Washington.
Look, I may get Texas Tech players wrong. I shouldn't get Oklahoma State players wrong.
There you go. That's
Okay.
true. Okay, James Washington in 2017 had 1,549 yards and another 12 on the ground.
There you go.
Okay.
All right.
So here's the tight end I think that might be in the neighborhood, and I believe that is 2017 Mark Andrews from Oklahoma.
That's a good call.
Oh, that's a good call.
Mark Andrews in 2017 had 958. I'll honestly, I'll take that.
Yeah, for tight end, yeah. In the Big 12, yeah.
Yeah, I'll take that. What did I say? It was 958. Yeah, 958. All right. Melissa, you've got two in a row.
All right. So my first one, everyone talks about 2012 Tavon Austin, but the dude lining up across on the other side of the hash marks from pretty damn good,
he had a pretty good
too.
season. I know who you're going here.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go with Stedman Bailey, who put up pretty comparable numbers. I can get all of the yardage of an Art Briles system and none of the baggage.
Yep. Let's see. That's a good pick. Stedman Bailey in 2012. You said 2012.
Yeah.
Is at 1,622 through the air and 13 on the ground. All right. It's a pretty good pick.
And then this is where I get into trouble is do I try to get the tight end that I think is the only viable option left, or do I just go with another wide receiver?
But
everyone's got their tight end, right?
Everyone's got their tight end.
Everyone has? Okay.
Yeah, so you can take who you want and you can talk about it out loud too.
Okay. So
I don't think anybody's taking the tight end as their flex, even though Jason Morrow would have been a crazy pick.
That would have been a great flex pick. I think I'm going to stay in wide receivers, and this is. Do I go? Hold on here. I need to. This is where I have to like pull deep from the.
What's your thought process here?
Well, I'm thinking that. There's a couple of TC wide receivers that have had pretty damn good seasons.
Yep.
And I'm really tempted to pull. You know what? I got to do it. I got to get my guy. I got to go 2015 Josh Doxson.
That's a good pick.
Wait, 2014 or 2015? Hold on.
Okay. What do you want?
Oh. Hold on. I feel like 2014 was his bigger number, but 2015 everybody got hurt and he was the only one. I'm gonna go 2015. I'm gonna stick with my gut.
2015. Josh Doxson is the correct answer for
All right.
Josh.
There we go. Everyone else got hurt, and Josh was the only guy that was like left-handed to catch a pass. And then he was a first-round draft pick. So.
Yeah, so Josh Jackson, 2015 is his career high, and that is going to be 1,327 through the air and another 6 on the ground.
Okay. I'll take
Okay. Yeah, this is a tricky part here. So I need a receiver. Quarterback, I think I can wait like Phillip, where I can kind of sit on a guy. I've got 2 guys, and if Phillip takes one of them, I can take the other one. Receiver here. Justin Blackman and James Washington are both off the board. Oh gosh. This is tough. I would love to be able to take a Cyclone here, but there's only one guy that's up here. He has a decent number, but I don't know if he's high enough to make up my ground that I need to make up on the quarterback spot. Gosh. Let's go with, I think, let's go. I'm gonna go 2015 Corey Coleman.
TCU football coach, current TCU wide receiver coach, Corey Coleman.
Really?
Like that, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Look at that. All right, 2015 Corey Coleman went for 1363. I was hoping for a bigger number than that. 1363, and then 111 on the ground. Damn, I was hoping for a bigger number than that. That sucks. All right. Let's see. Phillip, you're up.
I'll go ahead and take my quarterback. I will take 2019 Jalen Hurts.
Interesting. That is not who I thought you were going to go with.
Yeah.
It's a good one, though.
I think it's going to be a good number.
Because he did so much on the ground combined with through the air. Like he's got to have.
Did he have a big number through the air, though?
Well, but you combine the air and ground number because he ran the ball so much.
Okay.
Like,
so Jalen
I bet
Hurts in 2019 at Oklahoma, he passed for 3851 and ran for, where'd he go? He ran for 1,300 yards. Son of a bitch.
That's a good value.
That's a good number right there. Gosh. Okay.
Absolutely.
Derek, you're up.
Oh, I'm gonna stick with the Baylor. So I have Baylor on my mind already. So I'm gonna go a teammate of Terrence Williams. I'm gonna go 2011 Kendall Wright from Baylor. I need another receiver.
Kendall Wright. Okay. 2011 Kendall Wright.
2 Baylor receivers for me.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the thing is though is they put up some gaudy
that's-
numbers.
I got my mind stuck on that one.
All right, Kendall Wright in 2011 went for 1663, and then another 72 on the ground. All right, 1735 for Derek there. Okay, let's see here. We're back on to the second last round. You've got 2 more. Yeah, 1 pick here, and then 1 at the back end of the round. Derek, you're up.
Need a running back.
You do need a running back.
Really bad.
Don't do it to me again, Derek. I swear to God.
There's one season that sticks out in mind, and it's 2016 Dante Foreman.
Deontay Foreman's a good one. Yeah.
Not my pick, so I'm happy, but good pick.
That is a good pick. So 2016.
It's a great pick.
Yeah, I think that might be a pretty big number.
That 1 year.
Yeah. So Deontay Foreman in 2016 went, this is a big number. 2028 on the ground.
Jeez.
and 75 in the air. 2,100 yards there. Woof.
I think you won the Doak Walker that year, if I remember correctly.
I believe you're
I
correct.
think you did.
I believe, yeah. he did.
Woof. Derek's got that
Yeah.
number, and the Jason Morrow pick is
Whew.
that's
I
a
wouldn't
load.
I wouldn't have got Jason tomorrow if I didn't think about Phillip taking a tight end. That helped me a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Phillip, you've got a pick right now. You got a running back and a
Okay.
flex.
All right, who all is off the board here? Well, I tell you what, let's do running back because I think okay, who had the better season that year? I'm gonna take what year was he? What was his big year? 2022 Bijan Robinson for my running back.
That's a good pick.
That's a pretty good number, I think, too. Okay, so 2022 Bijan Robinson is gonna go for 1,580 on the ground and another 314 through the air.
All right.
Okay, so think I can pull my trigger on actually I don't need to pull the trigger on my quarterback because I'm the only one that has a pick left at that, so I don't need to pull the trigger on that just yet. What do I want to do for my flex? I think God, I'd feel like an idiot if I went this whole time without taking an Iowa State player, and Phillip took the only one. But I just don't think. Let's see. What do you have left to pick? You got a tight end and a flex, Melissa. Okay, so I don't think flex. Let's go. Oh, here we go. Let's go. Oh, this is gonna kill me because I'm not gonna get a Cyclone on my entire roster, but I want to win this thing. Which that's depressing to say. We're gonna go. That's so depressing.
I want to succeed on offense. I will not draft Iowa State.
Which is funny because they've had so many good offensive players, but just none of them are like gaudy stat guys. Like even if you like 21 Breece Hall was amazing, but he just his number was like 1250 or something like that. It wasn't, incredible. Let's go. This is gonna kill me. 2022 Deuce Vaughn.
Damn it, Levi.
I hate that. Fucking feels gross.
I'm so mad at you.
I know. 2022 Deuce Vaughn had 1,936 yards. Okay, Melissa.
I'm really tempted just to go 2021 Deuce Vaughn.
You could, but if I didn't take him already.
Yeah. Well, you took 2022 Deuce Vaughn. Those are two separate people. We all learn and grow and change.
Yeah, they're still both. They both. The problem is if you add them both together, they equal to one full-sized human being. So
Yes.
that doesn't. That's the problem here.
All right. I am for my flex gonna go. God, you're making me draft two Texas Tech guys. I hate everything about this. I'm gonna go 2015 DeAndre Washington.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
He had a huge.
Great.
He did have a big number. So 2015 DeAndre Washington. I think that's how you spell his first name. Maybe if I put his whole last name in there. All right, DeAndre Washington. Is there apostrophe in there? Maybe. Okay, let's see here. All right, DeAndre Washington in 2015 went for 1,492 on the ground and 385 in the air.
I'll take
Not
that.
honestly a pretty
Valid,
respectable
yeah.
number there. Okay, so
Take
going
that,
into
like-
the last round here, let's add these up here. So currently, Melissa's sitting in the lead.
I'm gonna get smoked though.
So the problem you got it. So you got a tight end, and Derek's got a flex open.
Flex.
I have a quarterback open, so I have the most ground to gain here. Phillip and Derek both have a flex open, but Derek is a full 1,200 yards ahead.
Derek beat us with Jason Morrow.
Yeah, he
Yep.
did. He did,
Yep.
unfortunately.
Yeah, no, that was the right call.
That's
Yeah.
My hope right now is that he just picks an absolute dumpster on the flex, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
Still a lot of good players left on the board.
All right, Melissa,
Yeah, but
tight
not,
end.
but not for me, who has to pick.
Yeah,
a tight
unfortunately, you have a
end.
tight end left.
And the only guy left that I think even has respectable numbers, because there sure as hell wasn't a TCU one. I was thinking about going with with a Jatavian, right? Or no, who's the guy the Texas guy? But
Jatavian Sanders.
yeah, but he was always disappointing. And there is a dude in the league that's pretty decent and went to a school that was like that is if they're gonna use a tight end, it's gonna be Kansas State. So I'm gonna go with 2023 Ben Sinnott.
Ben Sino.
Okay.
Sinnott, Sinnott, whatever.
Senate.
Who knows?
Sinnott,
Sign out. Just whatever.
that guy.
Yeah, who knows? Honestly, it's a Kansas State player. Who gives a shit?
Stuck behind Zach Ertz at the Redskins.
You said 2023.
Yeah,
Ben.
I think
let's
that's
see
the
here.
right year.
2023, but that would be unfortunate if he picked his not best year. But you did pick his best year. 2023 Ben Sinnott had 676 yards. If you went
stop
2021,
count. We're done. We're
At
good.
2021, you
Good.
could have gotten a couple rushing yards out of him.
Dang it.
Yeah, no. All right. My last pick is my quarterback. I think this is the easy one here. This is going to go to 2011 RG3.
Yeah, it's the only guy left.
I think that's my best shot at this. So 2011 RG3. Let's see here.
He had two knees then.
That he did. 2 knees and a whole career in front of him.
Didn't post awkward photos on Twitter.
Yeah. All right.
Or make
So
terrible takes.
2011 had RG3 had 4,293 yards in the air and probably a pretty good rushing number, 699 on the ground.
That's actually a surprise. I would
All
have
right,
been
so-
in the 5,000 club.
Just a shy of 5,000. Okay, so going into this last bit here, I've eclipsed Melissa barely.
Okay.
Phillip, you need to find a 2,100 yard flex someplace.
I don't know that exists.
I don't know that it. Yes, I'm
Now,
not sure
flex,
that exists.
This is not super flex, so we can't pick a second quarterback. So it's got to be a
no,
wide receiver, running
that's
back, and tight
true.
end.
Let's see. I mathematically, let's see. I'm just checking the numbers here. I don't know. 2010. Actually, had I not flushed Chuba Hubbard, 2019 Chuba Hubbard would get you there. You're welcome.
Yeah. that was a big one. He's one of the best.
That was a big one.
Yeah.
He flushed Michael Crabtree, so
That's
Well, Crabtree flushed himself.
yeah,
that's
that
true.
wasn't it.
That's
Yeah,
true. That's true. So unfortunately, Phillip, I think you are mathematically out of this one.
Probably.
But there are a couple guys that can get you real close. And actually, believe it or not, I believe the one you need is it's a Sooner.
And I know who it is. I believe it is. Let's see if I remember this year correctly. It's Samaje Perine. I got to think of what year it
It
was.
is. Yeah, so what year was it?
20. He played 14, 15, and 16. I think his best season was his freshman year. So I think it's his first year. Was it freshman or sophomore? I think it's 2014.
2014, Samaje Perine.
Dude broke records that year.
Was that the year that like him
Kansas game.
and Melvin Gordon like back-to-back weeks broke the NCAA rushing record?
Yeah.
He ran second
all
in
right.
Kansas,
So
yeah.
2014, Samaje Perine had 1,821 yards from scrimmage. Good number, just shy. All right, Derek, you need not a lot. So you need essentially 1,000 yards out of a flex.
Can I interest you in a tight end?
No, absolutely not. There was one when Melissa
take
said
EJ Bibbs, you fucking coward.
When Melissa said Cam Scatterbo from 2024, it reminded me of another great player. And I'm going 2024 RJ Harvey from UCF.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's going to be the nail in the coffin right there. Yeah.
He was right there. He was just as good. Probably not stat-wise, but on the field.
All right. RJ Harvey in 2024, which I believe this is going to be the win here. RJ Harvey in 2024 went for 1577 on the ground and another 267 through the air, putting Derek at 14,242, giving him the win by about 800 yards. I came in second at 13,354, Melissa at 13,191, and Phillip just behind at 13,040. So good job, everybody. The Jason Morrow pick single-handedly won you that thing. It was getting the Kyler Murray one right away helped.
Yeah.
And then nailing Jason Morrow. I straight up forgot that Jason Morrow existed.
He was one of the best.
Oh, he was really good. Right?
The problem is
I thought he was earlier. No.
And
even when teams get it, like
Cliff's first year, I think, wasn't it? 13? Yeah. He
might have been
with Mahomes yet.
He played with Mahomes
yet.
Yeah,
I think he was like.
But he finished with Mahomes, I'm pretty sure.
He did. No, well.
Or did he leave after 15?
No, I think Amaro left after 13. I think that was his big sign-off, if I remember correctly.
Okay, interesting.
I don't remember who was throwing to him though.
Before Mahomes, gosh, I don't even know if I could tell you who was their quarterback before Mahomes.
No, you know who it was of all people. I believe part of it was Baker Mayfield.
Oh, I think you're right.
Oh, was that the three-headed Texas Tech monster?
Yes, that was.
Oh, it was Baker Mayfield. Was one of them? Did one of them transfer to Oklahoma State at some point?
No.
So 2013
wasn't either one. His brother.
Okay. Oh, this was Davis Webb. Baker.
Yeah, I was gonna say Davis Webb.
Davis Webb and Baker were the two-headed thing. They didn't do the three-headed thing till 14 maybe.
Maybe that was it
because then 12 was Seth Daggy.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah, I think 14 is when they went to the three-player thing, because that's when they had Davis Webb, Pat Mahomes, and then they really only did two things. They only really did two. When was the three-headed quarterback room bullshit?
I thought Mahomes, Baker, and Webb were all there in the same year.
No, well, they may have been there, but they didn't take their reps equally. Yeah.
I think Mahomes came after the year after Baker left.
I think that sounds right. Who was that quarterback? The two quarterback system that Oklahoma State ran there for a little bit.
Oh, that was Rudolph. In his first year,
Mason Rudolph and somebody else.
And they had no run game. They had no run game. So every time they get in the red zone, J.W. Walsh came in.
J.W. Walsh, because J.W. Walsh was like, I don't know if he was an I would say commit at one point, or if he was like a heavy lean. I would say lean at one point, and then flipped to Oklahoma State, I think is what it was maybe. But then God, that was a weird.
That was
weird
2014. 2014, is that right, Phillip?
That sounds about right.
Freshman year, yeah. That's right.
Yes. And then the Rudolph Walsh year was 2015 because they started 10-0. It was a weird thing. It was Yurcich who had to like MacGyver a run game out of J.W. Walsh and some bubble gum.
I don't know anything about that with Savion Williams.
And so, and then they somehow started 10-0 and then got their lunch eaten by Baylor on like a third string quarterback OU, and then Ole Miss in a bowl game.
Let me tell you about the 2014 football season and having to play Baylor that year. No.
You
Mine's
don't get
worse.
to talk
Mine's worse.
about
Mine's worse.
playing-
Mine's
no,
worse. Mine's
yours
worse.
did not keep your team from winning a national championship. Mine's worse.
No, I had to watch him. I had to watch her get our ass beat 70-7 while I ate the worst French dip sandwich of my entire fucking life at the old Wallabies in Ames.
I almost got in a fight.
It was so bad. I remember that day vividly. That was my own personal hell. I was stuck in this dumbass restaurant with a bunch of people that did not understand football, but it didn't matter because we were losing 70-7, and that prime rib sucked.
I think the score of that game made the sandwich taste worse.
No, man, it was terrible. It was like the au jus was like almost gravy. It was really weird. It was dumb. I don't know. It was a bad sandwich, bad day. We don't talk about anything that happened before Matt Campbell got here because it didn't exist.
I'd be okay with that.
Except for the 2011 football win over Oklahoma State.
Oh.
So, all right. Well, thank you all for joining. I hope you guys had fun. I thought this was a pretty fun little deal. Maybe we'll do another one.
It was until the end, and you brought up 2014 Baylor.
Well, I had fun until Phillip made me count Cam Scadoo's passing yardage.
That's
Is that why?
That's like a Mount Rushmore petty bullshit thing I've ever. It didn't matter, but you just he had passing yards in the freaking Big 12 championship game.
Yeah, he did. It was that game that I remember it happening. Who they play?
He didn't play anybody. There was
nobody
on the field.
How did your meal taste that day?
It tasted like a whole lot of beers. Tasted like about 25 beers that day.
$22 a pop.
Actually, most of them were just sitting in Dylan Sainer's van. But anyway, so thank you all for joining in. Maybe we'll have you back on again, do another one of these drafts sometime. We'll either do touchdowns, or we'll go to defense if you're some real sickos and get some tackle numbers in there or something.
Oh God.
Yes.
Or we'll do sacks, and then you guys are not allowed to take
Sacks,
Will McDonald.
tackles,
and you're not allowed to take.
interceptions.
Then I'm the only one allowed to take Will McDonald. That's how the rules work because it's my game. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Melissa, Derek, and Phillip for joining. I hope everybody watching join this. Like, subscribe, and all that good stuff on YouTube. We will see you again next week. Not with these four, probably just me. But everybody, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next time. Go Cyclones.
Go Frogs.
Oh, go Cyclones.